Dr. IT was my first IT instructor. He took me in. I remember at that time I couldn't even pay my way to take the class. Before we start, I do have a surprise for you here. This is my first ever certification, and it was from you, Dr. IT.
I started this IT thing way back. I have a degree and I have 2 masters and then I have a PhD and have countless certifications inside this field. Think about since 2016 till now, everything has been technology, artificial intelligence, AI, quantum computing. We are moving and shifting the technology to somewhere else. A lot of people, in as much as they want to enjoy the cybersecurity, they're kind of a little afraid of the networking. So remember that cybersecurity is the protection of the network systems.
And we are live with Dr. IT. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for asking. It's been a long time, Namiche.
It's been a long time. As you can see, I have a huge smile on my face. I think this is every podcast that I've shot, it means a lot to me. But I think this one here, it has is high. It's high. And I want to give the people listening or watching a quick overview. For those who don't know, Dr. IT was my first IT instructor. Initially, I was trying to go to school to become a cybersecurity analyst, specifically working the SOC and Slam Technology, which we'll talk a lot about Slam Technology. That's his business that he's built globally, not only just here, but also in Ghana, across different platforms, and it's excelling. He took me in, and I remember at that time I couldn't even pay my way to take the class, and he was like, hey, just pay whatever you can pay and just keep on learning. And I tell people all the time that if it was not for Slam Technologies and Dr. IT, who was very patient with me, I don't know where I'll be right now. And so I wanted to give you guys a quick overview of that, and I think you guys will see how excited, how amazing, how full circle this podcast and interview would be. So, Dr. IT, thank you so much for everything you've done. And yeah, I'm excited.
You're forever welcome. You are forever welcome.
Yes. Before we start, I do have something surprise for you here. So this is my first cybersecurity security plus certification. I'm not sure if you guys can see this or not, but I wanted to show you guys this here. Hopefully, everybody can see. So this was back in 2018. My first ever certification, and it was from you, Dr. IT.
Wait a minute.
But yeah,
7 years ago.
Yes.
Wow,
Yes,
that's a long time.
Wow, 7 years ago. 7 years ago. I'm so excited. I don't even know where to start from, but I want you to give the people a quick spill of who you are as a person, as a brand, as a CEO, as a doctor, as an expert. Just a quick overview, and then we can go ahead and dive deeper into some questions for the people.
Well, that's very nice of you to bring me to your show here. I like that. First of all, I want to send my greetings to all slammers, that are watching. And then, when I say slammers, everybody that has completed slam here, we call them slammers. And Nyamiche was just my little boy at the time. I remember him vividly. I can tell how he was sitting in the class, even the seat he was on, so, so first of all, I thank God for your life, you and your wife. And then I also thank God for the life of my wife and kids. It's because of them that we are here up to this far. A little bit about myself. I started this IT thing way back, right? I started way back, and even as a childhood, a young boy, I was cutting wires, putting them together, joining batteries, and fixing all this electrical stuff. I didn't know this was going to be the future for me. And so, I started right from there, and then I sojourned into abroad, and then I didn't end it right there. I continued and built myself, shaped myself. And, I've been to schools, I've been to seminars, I've done everything. And today We have our business. We started since 2007. And, we just build ourselves, shape ourselves. And I'm here. I didn't start as a doctor. I started as someone without even a degree, and I build it up. I have a degree and I have two masters, and then I have a PhD and have countless certifications inside this field. And that's what Dr. IT is all about. I'm a family man, I'm a grandfather, I'm a married man. I'm everything. I'm your friend. I'm your instructor, the cybersecurity guy who speaks his mind and talks about anything that he wants to talk about. So over the years, I have learned everything, and that is what Dr. IT stands for. Dr. IT doesn't have know everything, but Dr. IT understands everything.
Yeah, yeah, I love it. And I am obviously used to your verbiage. Dr. IT does not know everything, but he understands everything because he would go and do the research and work. Um,
Absolutely.
I do want to ask this question though. Back in 2018, I want you to kind of give the people some memories of that you have of me. Like me coming in, knowing nothing, literally knowing, because I'm at a stage now where people are looking to me for advice. People are looking to me as the expert. But you knew me before I was even the expert in the space.
I do.
Can you share a little bit of what you remember, how my learning style was, just what you can remember?
So Nyamiche came to us in 2018, a very, very young child, and from after high school, right? He told me he was a twin, but I met the twin one time, and one of the things that was profound was he's he's from Ghana. I mean, maybe parents from Ghana, but Nyamiche was very humbled and ready to learn. And one thing that intrigued me was he was married at the time. He was still married, I know, but he was too young to marry. And I looked at him, I said, wow, I haven't seen any Ghanaian like 18 years. How old were you at that time? You don't
Oh,
want to
I was
mention your
young.
age.
Yeah, I was
Don't worry,
young.
he was very young, like 18, 19, 20, somewhere, right? And he was married and was kind of, and this guy was ready to learn, to absorb everything. He even brought the wife to see us. And this was a young girl to a pregnant, heavily pregnant woman.
Wow. Yes.
And so I looked at them and I said, wow, these are two young kids. I mean, trying to make it. And I have so much hope in Namiche, and I know that he is going further. And today we can see that he's here. He's hosting me in his program. So 2018 was, very far. He was a very young man, and he is still young. I'm not saying that he's old, still very young. But I mean, at that time, I mean, I saw like a little young lad who um, has completed high school and didn't know where to go. so, so I decided that I was going to help him. But the program we were doing was so heavy. But he promised me that he'll be able to handle it, right? And so from networking, from hardware, software, networking to security plus, I mean, he existed. He didn't vanish. He
Yeah.
stayed. Although I believe the jargons, a lot of things were hard, but he still stayed.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
remember him a lot. He was using they had one car.
Hey, not Dr. IT, not you telling my business now.
We had
Oh
one car.
man.
So the wife would have to pick him and drop him. And sometimes you said he's going to pick the wife. And I mean, I mean, I like him at the time when he was very humble to come in and absorb and listen. With that humble attitude, I believe he will go far.
Yeah. Yeah, and I appreciate you, and I wanted you to share that journey, not to like, not for you to big me up or give me a big head, but to really like show the people who didn't know who like where I started, to let them see like, man, like I started from nowhere, literally. Like you said, we had one car. My wife was pregnant. We were hustling. I think at one point, I think my wife was somewhere, maybe at work, and she couldn't come pick me up. And I think you took me home, or
Yeah.
we met halfway, and
No,
um,
that time, at that time, you had your child.
yes,
You used to even
yes,
come to slum with your baby.
yeah. You remember more than I remember? Yes.
so,
Wow,
so I remember
wow,
all of
wow,
that.
wow.
Yes.
Like I really hope that you guys are encouraged by this testimony. You know what I mean? I still don't know everything, but it's a true testimony to show that if you keep on grinding, if you keep on showing up, like he said, there were a lot of things that were hard. You know what I mean? But if you can just keep on going, you will persevere through. It's only a matter of time, And one thing that the ITU always told me to do, and it has stuck to me even now, right, was read the book, and I
That is
will,
that is the key word. Read the
yeah.
book.
Yeah, yeah, and let me explain what read the book is. We had a huge book that talked about cybersecurity, and Dr. Archie was like, "Yo, if you really want to understand this thing, like, no, I think you said the person who would take time to read this book from front to back will succeed in this." And I've carried it through my whole journey, and
Mm,
now I might not read books, but I'm reading documentations at work, right?
that's
There
very
might
good.
be a new software or something I have to implement, and I have to go and read about it. And so I do want to say thank you for like harping, like, hey, read the book, read the book because it has definitely transcended even till now. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for listening.
yeah. All right, Dr. IT, let's go ahead and dissect your journey, and get into your story. The question I do want to ask though is what got you into teaching and mentoring?
That is a big question for me here. So, see, right from childhood, I never liked public speaking. I never liked to teach. But we wanted to start our business. I was more focusing on contracts and proposals and in cybersecurity and all of that. But then my wife pushed me because she's seen me teaching. And so she told me, you will have to add teaching as part of our business plan. And
Mm.
so I added teaching to it. And even when I did not want to teach, you bring other people. And he says, you are going to teach these people. Sometimes you will just talk to other people. Even we started a group, as part of, the big, when we started from our church, we had about 50 young kids who wanted to change their lives. And so she gathered them and I was going to teach them. I mean, it wasn't difficult to teach, but it's something that I didn't like to teach. But then once I hit the path and I understood myself and I knew myself, then I began to, bring in what I know so that I can help other people to also get understanding. Now, someone who didn't like teaching was now able to identify the mistakes that some authors will make in writing the books and also correcting them even once I'm teaching. Because the fact that the author is giving you the book doesn't mean it's 100% or it's perfect. And so I learned that, and that got me more into thinking and teaching because then I started loving it. Knowing what I know and knowing what the authors don't know, but using their resources to teach kind of helped me a lot so that I will rather impact the knowledge on the people to know the real thing rather than reading 100% of the book, although you have to read the book to get yourself up there.
Yeah.
Build myself through that, and that is what got me into the love of teaching, right?
Mm.
I love to correct, things when it's not rightfully created. And so I build myself through that. And then I was able to impact on the knowledge that I've acquired and that I've also researched and understand to other people. And that is
Yeah.
what got me into the love of teaching, and I'm loving it.
Wow. So I know you mentioned your wife, Miss Francisca. Shout out to her, and she will be coming on the podcast soon because she has also played an amazing role in my journey.
Oh
um,
man, she can wait.
yes. No, literally. But you mentioned her pushing you, right? I do want you to speak a little bit about that. Like, how has your wife influenced you or pushed you to be the doctor of IT that you are today?
So my wife is not technical. She knows that I'm kind of a little crazy when it comes to, learning something. If I put something to myself and I said I want to do, I complete it. But in my journey, she's just pushed me. When I, said I want to do something, she makes sure I complete it. Because
Yeah.
sometimes I start it and I stop in the middle.
Yeah.
Sometimes I make plans for it and I don't complete it. And she takes it, she makes sure that what I said I would do, I start and finish it. And so she's like my school teacher. So, you know, behind
Yeah.
me, she's the one that is making me who you hear every day as Dr.
Yeah.
IT. She's
Yeah.
not technical, she's not into IT, but she will influence my thinking to push more for better ways to go. And
Mm.
so if I teach students, she will come in, did you give them exams? I said, no. She said, build an exams for them. Did you give them hands-on? I said, no. She said, then build hands-on for them, right?
Mm.
And these are how she influences my thinking because I'm teaching this direction. She is also looking into the real world scenario, what the people need and what they can achieve to make their life better. And
Yeah.
so at the end of the day, you remember when we used to have classes, well, when we used to, during your time, when people do not understand, she will make you come back again. Stay in a class, go through, come back and come back until you know it. And
Yeah.
that's how
Yeah.
she has influenced my understanding in this whole ordeal of this technology.
Yeah. Yeah. I always see Miss Francisca to be the ultimate admin slash encourager. Like even when I was in boot camp, like you're saying, like she would the days where I'm frustrated, she would actually pull me out of class and give me a pep talk like, "Hey, you have a wife. You have a baby coming up. Like you better wake up and listen to what's going on here, you know?" And just the way she was able to do it genuinely, consistently, I always saw her to be somebody who was like, "Wow, like literally she's the best pair for you to do this with, you know." And so I want to follow that up and ask this question here. Like, did you ever imagine your teaching career, your journey into building Slam, did you ever imagine it going this far? Because you guys have survived through COVID.
That is a big question. One of the best movies that we love most, I introduced it to Francisca, is The Field of Dreams. Now, The Field of Dreams by Kevin Costner said, if you build, they will come. Now, we believe in that if we build something, then they will come. You see, we came from England in 1999. My wife was living here, came to England, and then we met and we got married. And then, I followed her to come to America in 1999 from England. When we got here, all she was looking for was the betterment of the Ghanaians. In November 1999, she started preaching to people, not even November, it was somewhere in the middle of November 1989. She started telling people there is an office work, open up. All the Ghanaians that were working in the hospitals, Ghanaians that were working in the shops, pushing carts and cashiers and all of them. She said, you can work in the office. She pushed them. So in our area here, Washington Metro, a lot of people were pushed by her to step into this office business, which was technology. And so, for her, she has that kind of belief in Ghanaians. She has some kind of belief in Africans. She has kind of belief in everybody, believing that with her push, people will be able to do something better. And she has used that same push, pushed me for over the years. And that is where we have gotten to where we are.
Wow.
Every morning we got up, we come to the office, we never slack. She makes sure sometimes, the body is weak, but the spirit is willing, right? She would tell me, come on, get up, right? She wakes up like 5 something and every day, consistently. Whereas I want to just stuck in the bed in the morning, like 6, 7, that is where it's good to, she said, get up. We are going to the office. Unless I have an appointment with the client in maybe one of the offices, then, I may leave early. But besides, I always want to take my time a little in the morning. I'm a night person, so I could stay morning throughout the night. But for her, she wants to wake up early morning, right? And then, and because of that energy, that is where it has brought us to where we are now. We are able to touch the surfaces, and we have grown, right? We've grown, and that is where we are. We never imagined that we would get there, but in our heart of hearts, we believe that one day we will get there. We will become something that is big and that will change the hearts and the minds of many. And when people hear the slam, they definitely will know the brand and where it's coming from.
What does slam stand for, and like why the name slam? I
I
don't
thought
think
I
I've
was
ever
going to be
asked you
the
that question, by the way.
I thought that was going to be the first question you were going to ask. And so in the year 2000 and around 2002, 2003, we built a house and we were going to rent that house. And they said before we rent the house, we need to come up with, we need to come up with a business name. And so, we were there at the place, and then all of a sudden we put our heads together and say, what name should we use? Then we just came up with Slam. Now, Slam simply was Samuel, and Francisca, what is the S? S stands for two of us, right? We call ourselves Sam Francie, right? That is, two of us. That's what we call ourselves, Sam Francie. So we have Sam Francie, and then at that time we used to do housing loans for people. So we used to call it loans and mortgages. So SLAM was the name that we were using for our loans and mortgages. It's Samuel and Francisca. Remember, S is for two of us, Sam Francis, Samuel and Francisca, right? And then LAM, the loans and mortgages, is what we were using for our loans and mortgages. And so when we decided to transition in 2007 to our IT, we didn't even hesitate because the business was already set. And then we started doing business as, and then we started building, teaching, getting contracts, help desk support. We were at a certain point, we were on a radio station where everybody was connecting to us, calling and asking for help. And, but God's help, this is where we've gotten, we've gotten to. And so that is where the name Slam comes from. It's not from a technical standpoint. It's not like slam dunk or something like that. It is because of our name and what business we were engaging at the time. And that has transitioned into technology.
Wow, I actually never knew that. I never thought to ask, and hey, now I know. You know, you and Miss Francisca just celebrated, I believe, 27 years of marriage. If correct me if
27
I'm wrong,
years.
27 years
27.
of marriage, and
Yes.
like
We
one
married in
thing.
1998.
Wow, I bring that up because there's side note before I get to my next question is people can see the company, the man, the business, right? But there's so much things that go on behind the scenes that people don't even know of. And I'm grateful to know a little bit something because I've been to your school and I've seen the way Miss Francisca is helping you, and everything you just said, she's pushing you and she's pushing us and everything, and to jump on Instagram a couple weeks ago and see that you guys celebrated 27 years of marriage is like, wow, like no wonder why you guys are a great partner. You guys have gone through like the highs, the lows, and y'all still together killing it. And one thing that I want to compliment you guys about, I've actually never told you, but I tell my wife all the time, is I love the way you guys love. I love the way you guys enjoy yourselves, the way you guys dance, like
Thank
the
you.
way you guys are able to just, you guys remind me of like high school sweethearts, like literally, and it's amazing to see in a world where we don't really glorify marriages, in a world where we glorify, hey, the man, go get that 6 figure income, go become that CEO, and maybe sleep around with other women, right? Or hey, it's not cool to have kids, it's not cool to be stable, like you're doing that, and I wanted to like just commend you and let you know that my wife and I, we celebrated 10 years, and
Thank you. Oh,
we're looking
wow.
at you guys, we're looking at you guys because it's not easy, and I know that to be successful, like you have to have somebody by your side. And like I said, you are successful. You built a business, a brand, a school, and you're teaching people. So I do want to say thank you for that, for making giving us that blueprint.
I appreciate that.
For
Thank
sure,
you.
for
Thank you
sure,
so much.
definitely,
So
definitely.
27 years, we just celebrated it a couple of months ago. And was it a month ago? A month ago, not even a couple of months, month ago. And, looking back where we came from, right, it's a
Mm,
whole lot. I mean, we started with nothing. And now we want to have 4 kids with grandchildren and with business, and we have so many kids. Nyamiche, you are one of them. We have
of
so
course.
many kids in the world, right? We are trying to reach 1 million, train 1 million slum, people in IT. And who do you think will father them? I'll be the father for them. And who will be their mother?
Mm,
Francisca will be their mother. So definitely, we want to have as many people trained in IT, building people,
yeah,
because our heart is for the young generation, that they will change this world, that they will have a better marriage. It's not because you are making money in the IT, therefore you have to have 2 wives, like you mentioned, right? I mean, that is not good, right? We want to educate and build the next generation to build a better home, to build a next generation. Because if the next
yeah,
generation comes on coming from a good home, there wouldn't be any greediness. There wouldn't be anything that they would do to affect the other generation that will come after them. And
mm,
so we want to build the generations and generations to come with the little that God has blessed us with, right? And
wow.
that is the reason why we keep celebrating our marriage, keep celebrating lives, keep celebrating our businesses, and then giving free certifications and all to many many people. It's not because we own the world, but we own the world because God is on our side.
Mm, I love it. I love it. Hey, you
Yes.
spoke about making an impact and reaching millions of people. So let's talk about global impact, right? You Slam is global now. You have roots in Ghana. You have places in multiple places in the states. Talk a bit about like why you think that's important. Why it's important to not just be a one stop hub, right? And not just maybe just offer like free or like remote courses, but you've spent the resources to go outside of your borders. Why is that?
So since 2016, we've been to Ghana teaching, and the reason is that when you go there, you will see that the people need help, right? I mean, when I say help, it's not like money help. It's nothing. It's that in technology wise, they need help. And so when we went there 2015, we made a plan and said that, listen, these people are desiring something. We need to help them because the next move, the next 10 years is going to be technology, which is true because think about since 2016 till now, everything has been technology, artificial intelligence, AI. quantum computing, right? We are moving and shifting the technology to somewhere else. And so we see, the need for the people. And we believe that we cannot sit down for the leaders, the presidents, and their and people that we call them big people to do things for themselves, right? We want to change the generation and narratives. And so since
Yeah.
2016, we brought them, we trained them. We've been going to Ghana, training them, and then every year we offer a free cybersecurity classes, right? Normally we start from the hands-on, from help decks, so that we can move into the networking and security. And so that is what we started. Now, if I tell you how many people have opened their own shops, how many people have gotten jobs, how many people have traveled outside the country and they are doing so well, I mean, when I look into this, it makes me happy. 2017, we built the same thing, right? 2017, we did about 500 people. This time, we taught them almost everything. We've taught police, we taught everybody. So it's not only a small in society that we are teaching, we're teaching everyone, right? And then in 2018, we went. 2019, 2020, 2022. So 2021, we decided we're going to build the innovations technology. So we brought all the innovators together and we awarded them. We gave them money. We brought them from all over the regions. We brought them in to display their innovations. And they brought them in, we looked into them, we commented, we agreed with them how they should do this to build themselves. Today, one of them has completed university, and this guy is doing so well. And so when I look into this, I mean, it makes me feel very good, right? And we started, from 2021, we started the 1 million campaign to train people for free. And this, I'm talking about the nonprofit side, right? We to train people, 1 million people. So every year, this year, we've been there twice. We went January to train women in technology. And then we also trained in October, which was a Cyberman. We trained in Ashanti region. This is the second time we've been to the Ashanti region training, because the first time we went to Ashanti region was 2016. And then everything was happening in Accra. Then we embarked on another training called the MP Project, where we partner with the MP and then we take the training to their district, teaching them graphic designs, teaching them web designs, teaching them, investigations, teaching them, fixing and all of them. Today, a lot of them are social media influencers. Some of them are graphic designers. I mean, when I look into this, we are so happy. When we look into the ladies, women in technology, we are so happy because their lives have changed. We have employed some of them. Some of them, other companies have also employed many of them. Now, together, we believe that when the whole of us push ourselves and say, this is what I do best, I want to do it, I want to push myself, train people how to do, I believe we will do better. So if you are a nurse, if you are IT, if you are an accountant, and you find a means, a better way to teach, educate people, please do it. Don't look into what people say that Ghanaians will not do this, Ghanaians will steal, Ghanaians will do this. It's never true, right? Once we committed our systems, if I show you the things that we've done, we built libraries, we've done so much. Right? We built Security Operations Center. Now the Security Operations Center is running 24/7 solidly, managing a lot of African countries in Ghana. And we are using the Ghanaians to do what we do here in America. I mean, when I look into this one, we are taking care of, people. And so these are the things that I believe, is making us internationally thrive. And every day, different people want to partner with us. Different companies want to partner with us so that we can bring them training. But it takes an effort. It takes people like us to push and say that we are going to do, and we will do.
Wow. Everything you're saying here, it sounds amazing, and it's you guys are doing amazing, right? But I do want to ask you this though, right?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure there were some roadblocks. I'm pretty sure there are some frustrations along the way, right? What can you share some of those frustrations and how you overcome them?
So sometimes my policy is I tried means I didn't. There are a lot of roadblocks. We've cried, we've shed tears, right? We've lost money, and all of them. Now, if we want to talk about them, it becomes a stain. But then we look into the positive aspect of this. What about the person that you helped and he was successful? Right? Because if we want to turn back into the roadblocks, we want to look into the downs, the weaknesses, and we will never look into the strength, right? But having the strength is a better part of of us, because if we look into the weak things that is bringing us down, we count on them, we will never go anywhere. So there are a lot. This year, even we went to clean Ghana, cleaning gutters. Now, if you look into the gutters that we clean, you'll be worried and say, what has it got to do with an IT? Because what we believe is that we need to set an example, not only teaching. After we finish training the IT, we said, let's go ahead and show the people that after everything, we need to clean. I came from America and I went to clean gutter. And when it rained, it had blocked. This gutter was blocked, and we couldn't even drive through that river. Right? I call it river because, it was a gutter, but then it rained, and then the whole place was flooded, and we couldn't drive through. So the next thing was we decided we were going to partner with the bus stop boys, and then we clean. And so we did. We don't live there. That street that we clean, we don't live there. But because we drive through, right, we decided that we will help. And that is how we help society. Now, if we look into what is going on, we wouldn't. It's not responsibility of our leaders to only do this. We also are leaders. You are leader in our own homes, right? We are leaders in our environments. We have to take charge and do things on our own. There are roadblocks. When we were going to clean, there was some food. They were selling food. When you look into the gutter, you go to TikTok and then see what I have put on my videos, right? You will see that there were a lot of people that they were stopping us from cleaning the gutter. They didn't know that we have gotten permission from AMA, and the AMA guys were with us. Now, if you see where they are selling street food, and and people are buying food from where these debts, you don't want to talk about this, right? You realize that we need help. We need help because somebody would think it's a mental problem that we have. It's not. It is because we haven't taken charge. We need to. Right? And so the security aspects where we've been internationally, we believe that we can help. And that is why we are spreading ourselves. We haven't made millions. We haven't made hundreds of thousands. But we are sending money. The little that we get, we send it and say, let's go ahead and help our people. And that's what we are doing.
Wow. Wow, that's very inspiring because I think you've taken this from like beyond just tech and cybersecurity. You've taken this
Absolutely.
it's way beyond that now. It's a whole mission where it's like, man, you've taught us, you're still teaching, you've built libraries. Let's show you guys how other things should be ran. You know what I mean? And I think you that's a whole different topic, but I do want to delve a bit into that. I think that that's also like our mandate as Christians as well, right? So obviously I'm a Christian, you're a Christian. And I think that our mandate is to be the hands and feet of Jesus Christ, right? So the idea is, okay, hey, I want to love on you, right? Even though I don't live there, right? I see that something is a problem and I want to help to solve that problem. I want to help to clean these gutters, and I definitely compliment you. I definitely commend you guys for that because, like I said, it's beyond tech. You could have just said, "Hey, I've done my job. I've taught you, and deuces, I'm out. I'm coming to the States." You know what I mean?
It's part of the tech. Where do we run the wires through? The wires goes through the underground.
The ground.
Now, if I tell you that there were a lot of cables going through the gutter, So some IT guys, some electricity people and some water people had put the pipe in the gutter instead of digging a hole and put it under. So these are part of our technologies that we are talking about, right? So technology is not only picking up a computer and says that I'm going to set up policies and I'm going to hack and influence the systems and all of that. It goes beyond that. It goes from even, right from our environment, right? Because remember that the cables that goes underground, if something blocks it, then data will not pass through that, right? There are a lot of, microwave, that could just even take a little bit, information or reduce the communication, the metals on the ground, all of them. They could create a lot of, effects against the cables that runs through the underground. But then, if we leave all these cables and bottles and cans and all of them, don't you know that is going to affect our communications, right? And these are some of the things that I believe that we need to look into it because it should go beyond, beyond the leadership. It should come to us and say, hey, let's go ahead and build a better world. When we are enjoying the white man's country, it's because we have a better communication here, right? There is no, there is no, stuff on the ground that will even, will cause a tamper emanations against, against the data cablings and all of that. And so, if we throw things anyhow on the street, like somebody's drinking bottles, cans, and all of them, I mean, it reduces the signal inputs on the road. And that's why we're still running things up. We don't want to run it down because if you put it on the ground, these will reduce the communications strength and it affects all these electricity. Tamper emanation becomes dwindled and it affects us big time.
Wow. What is one skill that most people who are trying to get into tech or cybersecurity need to really hone in on?
Yeah, I mean, so with cybersecurity, one skill that they have to have is networking, right? A lot of people, in as much as they want to enjoy the cybersecurity, they're kind of a little afraid of the networking. So remember that cybersecurity is the protection of the network systems. And so if you understand the networking, you'll be able to make a better informed decisions on how you can set policies and set controls and then better, secure the security systems. But and so I would say that should be the first thing that they definitely have to acquire in order to do better. Whether the person is a policymaker, whether they are doing, monitoring investigations and all of them in cybersecurity, governance, risk compliance, auditing, and everything, you need networking, solid network. And once you have a solid network and understanding, you definitely will be able to build up and learn different things. For example, if I have to build baselines or standards, or I have to build any policy on a system, I definitely have to know how the system functions. If I want to build a password policy, how does password work? If I don't use password, I wouldn't be able to understand it. If I don't see what the policy is all about, I probably will be able to talk about it, but I wouldn't be able to know the functionalities, right? And so when you have understanding of it, and you are setting up policies and say, let's do complexities or let's do whatever it is, then you can do a better password management in that capacity because maybe you're afraid that somebody will hack or maybe will do a brute force. Brute force is another form of an attack against passwords, right? So you're afraid that somebody will break into your password. And so, so networking spells it all. It's just the foundation of all the technology.
Wow, wow. So, a lot of people see the hard work that you're doing, to see the platforms that you're doing so much, but I love asking these kind of questions because it kind of brings everything home, Like, what do you like to do? Like, besides teaching, like, what makes you happy? What do you like to do?
That is what makes me happy. I want to see
Wow.
people's life changing. I want to see people stepping into technology. I want to see us using technology effectively than using it against ourselves, right? We need to understand how technology has to be utilized. And so, that is what definitely will make me very, very happy. Recently, I looked into the cybersecurity policies in Ghana and I commented on that, right? It was a good thing. But then I saw that there was a lot of lacking, right? There were a lot of things that we could build in it that would make it much, much better. And so when I see us using the technology in a proper way, in a fashionable way, that is, one of the things. And I want to see Ghana leading the Africa continent with technology and cybersecurity. That will make me very happy. Now, it starts from home. We need to definitely learn the systems well, learn the policies well, train our educators, train the leaders so they know what they are doing, right? And that definitely, I mean, I like technology, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it so much. There's nothing that anybody can give me that will make me happy than technology. And
Wow.
so, what will make me happy and what I want to see is the young ones coming up and taking over and building the country, and that's using technology to change things. And technology
Love
will
it.
do that, right? If you use it the right way, it will do that. It will stop every bad stuff and it will create every good things.
Wow. Let me ask you a couple more questions, and I'll let you go, Dr. IT. I have you on here, so I have to ask this question. What's your thoughts?
Absolutely.
What's your thoughts on AI?
AI is wonderful. Now, listen to this. Good people do good things for good reasons. Do you believe that?
Of
Bad people
course.
take advantage of that. AI was designed to use it for something good. Now, if you watch the movie, it was, I think it came, Metric, right? It's
Matrix.
a
Matrix.
Matrix, right? It was in 1999 that it first came, that they were trying to stop the time, right? Trying to use technology to do things so that you can do things before, that thing is over and all of that. Now, the AI was designed to help to solve problems. It was not used or designed to use it to do bad stuff, such as deep fake and then sending a sophisticated phishing emails to attack. For me, AI has the end to it, right? It is now. So we need to take advantage of it now. But as it's going further, it will kill. We will kill it, right? And the reason is that it was built to help us to use it for analysis and to increase and build up the technology. Because at a certain point, technology was stagnant. It was not moving. It was wherever it was. Nothing was going. Nothing was going. Even, so the AI came in to change. Now, there's a new technology that is coming up, quantum computing that is coming up, right? Which HP on the 10th of September, wrote the policies and they are ready to embark on the project, right? And so we have this technology, and that technology is the deal. It's going to now reset encryption security within a fraction of a time, reversing encryption using what we call the qubits, right? And so these are the future. The AI, I mean, in as much as it's a future, they will kill that process in no time because of how people are going to be using it to do some bad stuff. You can see Nyamiche and then you can, make Nyamiche as an image and you can just do a deep fake by copying his voice and Nyamiche is talking. And I mean, so these things definitely is going to wind out. And then the part of the AI that we're going to use is that we're going to use it to solve problems rather than using it to, attack people. But AI will go further and then it will eventually die off. But quantum computing is replacing all our systems. And that is another newest, and then the finest technology that is coming to our world, making all the technology much better as we're moving on to the next generation of technology.
So I've never heard. You're actually the first person I've heard say that AI will eventually die off. Like, why do you think that? Why do you say that?
So this is what happens. AI was supposed to launch years ago, right? But then, AI was never launched, right? And the reason is that they were refining it. So for years, it was not doing anything. Now, look into where security and AI mix. There are two things together. Security and AI are on now head to heads. The reason is that someone is using AI to refine how we can identify bad guys, and somebody is using AI to steal. Now, if I want to break into your system now, there are AI capabilities that I can use to kind of, trick the system so that I can break into that system. So already some companies are now killing AI from using it to accessing some of their systems. And so the AI detection is one of the things. So we call this AI repatriation. And so AI repatriation is going to be a repatriation of AI where people are going to be businesses will stop using AI in other sense so that, we can have a better life than using it. Now, when you look into the attack world, right, we realize that almost everything that the hackers are using is AI to attack people. Now they can just even attack you without even sitting in front of their machine using the artificial intelligence. But we are blocking them daily. We're stopping them, right? And so a better future will mean that we need to put some blockade in the AI in the way we are using them. And that is where I believe that at that time, AI is going to go down. A new technology invention is going to come, which is already in, which is a human factor. The human, IoTs, right? And so humans are the ones that we are now putting everything on. So if you have a bank in your body, and then we inserted all of this in your skin, if you want to let somebody steal, let them steal. If you want to go ahead and swat somebody that has AI sensors, let them scan it. So that is where AI definitely is going to be pushed and punished to reduce its strength. So it's not like it's going to be off the market completely. It's going to be there, but a lot of businesses will not condone in the use of it.
Wow. Actually, let me ask you this last question, and I'll let you go. I know you have so much. You have a wealth of knowledge. You're still pushing your knowledge. You're teaching. You're doing so much. Are you proud of yourself, and are you fulfilled?
I'm very much proud of myself, right? So there was one question that someone asked, and then Bill Gates, they asked Bill Gates, are you proud of yourself, what you've achieved? And he said his first question was that, who will be proud of me than me, myself, right? So he's proud of himself, so I'm very much proud of what, God
Wow.
has blessed me with so far. It wasn't my strength, it wasn't my doing, but I believe that God helped me with this journey. I started, studying even when the family are sleeping at night. I pull my thing, I study, and from my degrees to my PhD, all my studies were happening at night. So since 2000, I've stayed up until I had my PhD. So it's kind of fun to build yourself, and I'm very very happy and satisfied for where God has brought me, and I believe that there is more that I have to achieve. And that is what I'm doing every day. Every day, I'm learning new things. I have mastered the AI. I have mastered the quantum computing. So, what else? I mean, new technology comes in, you push yourself to master it. And that is where I feel like I am. And I'm very happy about where God has brought me to.
Wow. Where can people find you, Dr. IT, on social media, Slam Technologies on social media? Where can people find you guys?
Yes, so I'm all on the social media platforms and handles. So you look for Dr. IT, DOCTERIT, and some of them you'll see Dr. IT1, or you can see Dr.IT. All of them, spells, and you may see my picture over there. Now, for Slam Technologies, you can go to www.slamllc. Slam is spelled like SLAMM. It's not one M. MMLLC.com. And our phone number to reach us will be 571 379 8933. Now you can reach out to us. You can ask questions about IT certifications. If you have a business, you want us to look into your contracting, building it, setting it up. If you want us to build a cybersecurity for you, data center, networking, any field within the IT, we've mastered all of that, and we will be very happy to build it for you. Designing website, designing your business, designing applications. I mean, Slam Technology offer it all for you. And remember, when we build with security in mind.
Wow. Dr. IT, this has been an honor. Like, yeah, this has been an honor, honestly. Thank you so much for coming
Oh,
on the podcast. I appreciate you so
thank you.
much.
Thank you, Nyameche. It's been honored to, be talking to you as well. It's been I was looking for your number and I realized your number is not even on my phone.
Oh, goodness
This
gracious.
is how long we haven't spoken, man. But I'm glad that
Yes,
I have your number. So, good to have you and good to be talking to you today.
likewise. Oh, before I let you guys go, I've always said this thing on my podcast. I say it here and there, right? And I would always say things like, my former teacher used to always say at the end of every class that I hope this lesson was nice and it was informative. Guys, I got that from Dr. IT. I had to let you guys know. I got that from him. So I hope that this podcast has been nice and has been informative. Guys, we are out. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you so much.